stop it. We're still recording. Welcome to Backlot 605, Episode 6. I am Casey.
I'm Brian.
And welcome all back to our returning listeners.
Returning listeners, we always like those.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
So if you're a first-time listener,
great.
Awesome. Come back for next week. So,
and the week after that.
And after that.
After that.
And after that. Anyway, so today we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Unlike the last 2 weeks where there was nothing to talk about and one episode just disappeared.
Yeah, that happens.
That's what it is. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that trailer. You know that trailer.
What trailer?
The Avengers Endgame trailer.
That was a trailer?
That was a trailer.
No.
Little teaser.
No.
Nice little tease. We're going to talk about the Captain Marvel trailer. So
I wouldn't even call that a teaser. That was like a full-blown,
Which one?
The Avengers trailer.
Yeah, it was a trailer.
Yeah, that wasn't no teaser. A teaser for the Avengers would have been like, here's the logo, move on. That would have been like 10 seconds.
And that's all you need for that one.
Well, it's going to make box office anyway.
Well, absolutely. And as I said, Captain Marvel trailer, we'll talk about that too. We'll also be talking about this superhero horror movie?
I don't know what to call it yet.
Yeah.
But
anyway, it's Brightburn. We're going to be talking about that here coming up. So
I saw it. I'm intrigued.
We are intrigued.
Yes.
So as we do at the top of every show, let's talk about the box office.
How did the box office do?
Who cares?
What was the
Let's
box office?
No, I'm kidding.
Did we have a box office?
It was the exact same as last week, I'm pretty sure.
No, because I know Possession of Hannah Grace went down to like 9th.
Okay, as far as top 5, no one cares after 5.
It's still entertaining. I mean, come on. Hannah Grace is in its second week and can't even,
Well, it didn't even beat Robin Hood, so.
Twice.
Yeah. Anyway, Ralph Breaks the Internet, still number 1.
Shocker.
Yeah, no shocker.
How much did you bring in for first place?
$16 million. So third week out.
No, what I'm just getting at is the fact that if it's number 1, third week out, $16 million, that right there shows exactly how piss poor the box office is right now.
Yeah.
It's the December slump. Luckily, they've got a couple weeks coming in where they're just going to be raking in the dough. Right
now, I am pretty sure it's just families going that didn't want to go opening weekend with the tons of crowds.
Yep.
They just want to go like, fine, okay, we got nothing going on a Saturday night. Let's take the kids to Wreck-It Ralph or The Grinch.
Which is funny, which is why you would think a couple of these would have maybe even gone up a little bit, because it would have been all those families going, screw it, I'm not going that first week.
Yeah. But
or at least, to be on par, because, I mean, that was almost, a 10 million dip?
From last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, 25?
25.
Yeah, just about 10, so. As I said, The Grinch is number 2. Creed 2, pulling in that number 3 spot. Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, number 4. And then Bohemian Rhapsody, number 5.
Oh, I do want to point out, by the way, when I was listening to the podcast last week, you totally fucked up Fantastic Beasts last week.
What did I say?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Who gives a shit?
Maybe the people that made that movie.
Yeah, but they're not listening to this, so.
Maybe they are.
That's true. What's his name?
Johnny Depp?
No, I don't care.
Jude Law?
No, the director.
David Yates.
I was like, Tyler Yates. It was like T.J. Yates. I'm like,
Tyler Yates is...
He's a composer.
Yeah, he does music.
I know. I'm like, it's Yates. I know that. Yeah.
You know what he does for his side gig?
Who's that?
Tyler Bates.
What?
He does the guitar work for Marilyn Manson.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's why Manson's been very theatrical lately.
He should be in a Marvel movie.
Manson?
Yeah, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, but does he go like...
He can play Lady Death.
He play who?
He can play Lady Death, like Thanos' love interest.
He's a dude. He's a creepy looking weird dude.
Exactly.
But
Lady Death is a skeleton.
But do we go all like Marilyn Manson with his makeup and the eyes and all that stuff, or do we like break him down to what Brian really looks like?
No, you got to go full Marilyn Manson. Like, throw him in a Ghost Rider movie as like some villain.
No,
with Nick Cage.
Because I'll tell you what is, I have seen a few things where it's actually him.
Normal.
Normal-ish. You have to asterisk Marilyn Manson with it, But like, he was in Sons of Anarchy as a supporting role for one of the seasons. Completely stripped down. He played a convict, and he generally is not that bad of an actor. He's made his rounds of a little bit, so
Yeah, he's got his theatrics down. I get it.
He's been doing it a while.
Yeah, he's been around the block a time or two. So, yeah, box office, nothing special this week.
No.
Everybody's waiting for the next 2 weeks where we got it.
Well, next couple of weeks are just gonna be blowing it up big time.
Yeah, they're gonna be hitting it hard. So, yeah, should we move on?
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, they'll be hitting it hard in about what? Damn, watch is dead. About a week? So what? The 12th?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll be hitting it hard with Spider-Man. We'll be talking about all those upcoming movies here at the end of the show. So,
yeah.
Anyway, let's jump to Netflix.
Netflix
Yes.
is kind of doing quite a bit right now.
As the box office has kind of been stagnant for the last 3 weeks, Netflix has been hitting it hard in that time.
Maybe that's why they did it.
Maybe, and if some of the numbers that they were throwing out are true, maybe there's a reason for it. And one of those is The Christmas Chronicles, a new family Christmas comedy starring Kurt Russell, America's sweetheart, right there.
Could you imagine if Netflix would actually go to the box office like Amazon does? How much money they could potentially bring in from the real world currency?
Apparently $200 million for this movie.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I had a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a worthwhile family Christmas movie.
It's Kurt Russell. It's ego.
He is Santa Claus for a new generation.
I'm okay with that.
Like, it's Kurt Russell as Santa Claus.
Kurt Russell's one of those he's aged well. He's aged very, very well.
Yeah, and he's still the same badass that he was in the 1980s.
I was gonna say the badass from Death Proof.
Yeah,
Stuntman Mike.
He stayed a badass all through those years.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's a fun movie. If you haven't watched it, check it out.
I still need to check that out.
Yeah, it's got it kind of reminds me of like Tim Allen's The Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Except better.
Well, that's a low bar.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me step that back a little bit. I like the Santa Claus, for what it is and everything, but to compare this to the Santa Claus, that's not necessarily a hard thing to shoot for.
No, I like the Santa Claus for what it's a family movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good one for that. So that's kind of what I'd compare this one to. So the other one dropped just this past weekend, Mowgli. And that was directed by Andy Serkis. You might know him as Gollum from The Lord of the Rings, King Kong, every CGI character ever.
I was gonna I'd call him mocap character. But the only thing where people probably would recognize him would be from Black Panther and Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
as Claw.
Ulysses Claw.
As Ulysses, yeah. But otherwise, most of the crap he's done, nobody knows his face.
Unfortunately, because he's a great actor.
Oh, he's probably one of the best mocap actors, period.
He is the best.
Yeah, he's redefined that genre of actor.
Him as Caesar in the Planet of the Apes movies, that's where he should have won a couple of awards.
No, I just think it's funny.
So good.
He plays a little ape like the size of Caesar, everything to King Kong.
Yeah.
How many legit actors who didn't wear a goofy ass suit from 1940s can say I was fucking King Kong?
He's played 2 different iconic monkeys.
Right.
So, yeah. No, I had a chance to watch Mowgli. It's definitely not your traditional Disney version of the Jungle Book story.
Well, what do you expect? It is, Andy Serkis.
It is Andy Serkis. It's a darker tale of the legend of Mowgli, and yeah, PG-13.
Good cast.
Very good cast. So, not to get into any spoilers or anything for this movie, I want people to watch it. But comparing it almost unfairly to the Jungle Book from Disney that they did the live action version from 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I liked this version better. Not to say I didn't like the other Jungle Book, because I did like it, but I liked the different take on it, and I liked the voice cast and the motion capture aspect of this movie just a little bit more than I did Christopher Walken singing as a monkey.
Christopher Walken. Well, how do you go wrong with Christopher Walken singing as a monkey, though?
It was a little weird.
Well, it's Christopher Walken.
They kind of half-assed that.
They go together.
Movie. They kind of half-assed that movie, though. They only had 2 songs in it. We're not going to be a musical, but here's 2 sort of musical numbers. The main one is with freaking Christopher Walken.
I suppose.
It's what it is. But, yeah. No, I dug it. Definitely check it out. Don't watch it with your kids, probably.
Why not? It's PG-13.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. There's a part at the end with a beloved character that's for this movie that people aren't going to like. So I'll leave it at that.
That's why it's got a 6.8 on IMDb, huh?
Yeah. And this was in production at the same time as Jon Favreau's Jungle Book.
So why so time frame difference?
I'm assuming it was supposed to be released in theaters this past summer from Warner Brothers, but they moved it to Netflix, which you're going to reach, a wider audience probably on Netflix than you are just releasing in theaters, but unfairly it's going to be compared to that Jungle Book. So if this one would have come out earlier, I think it would have done a lot better with critics and fans alike. So yeah, it's just getting unfairly compared to Jon Favreau's Jungle Book.
Well, that's a bummer.
It is. Yep.
One thing it definitely gives me interest to see is that Andy Serkis is changing. Not necessarily. I mean, obviously he's a great actor. Whether he's behind the camera doing whether he's doing his Ulysses Claw, because he did a fantastic job. He's a good in front of the camera actor as well as the mocap actor. But the fact that he's gone behind the camera to do the directing thing, I'm curious to see where this is going to continue to go.
Yeah, he does a great job with this movie, and who better to have a freaking pretty much all motion capture cast than Andy Serkis?
Oh yeah, I mean, that would be the kind of thing where if you're going to have a heavily CGI character-based movie, a la Avatar, even you have to have somebody like Andy Serkis, because a director can see it. He's going to see it in a completely different way. He's literally going to see the dots and know exactly what he's going to get out of it, because he's lived that life for 20 years.
Yeah, pretty much his whole career is based on that. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyway, you can check out our Christmas Chronicles review up on our website at backlot605.com right now. Mm-hmm. And we should have a Mowgli review up by the time this podcast goes out, hopefully. So
as long as you get off your butt.
As long as I get off my butt and start writing about monkeys and tigers and bears, oh my.
Are there any lions?
No, not in this one. It's the Jungle Book.
Oh, that's right. We gotta wait for the Lion King for the lions.
Lion King for the lions, yeah. So anyway, and we also have up on the website right now is a review of Dumplin', another Netflix film starring Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, and what is that poor gal's name? Basically, the synopsis is that there is a plus size girl who finds that she basically gets into a beauty pageant just to despite her former beauty queen mother, I think. Unfortunately, I'm not the one that watched it. That would be Samantha's the one that actually had an opportunity to watch and review that one here. But overall, it actually looks really good. In fact, actually, it was one of the ones I was considering doing before she sent it over our way to get that put up there.
Yeah, so check that out on the website right now, done by one of our contributing writers, Sam. So thank you for that, Sam.
Mm-hmm. Danielle McDonald. She plays Willow Dean, a.k.a. Dumplin'.
Yeah, I hopefully want to check this out, too. Mm-hmm. It's fun to just sit at home and all of a sudden, hey, look at this new movie Netflix made and released. I'm going to check it out. So
yeah, I've been purposely trying to find, because obviously there's, I don't know how many hundreds of movies and stuff and whatnot on Netflix, but I've been trying to find the ones that are Netflix only.
Original.
Yeah. I will say that in the process of trying to find that movie, I will sidebar and say that I did get slightly distracted, and I saw it because Friday is the release of part 6 of The Ranch, so I got a couple of episodes of The Ranch in. So
you and The Ranch.
I love The Ranch.
Yeah.
It is like a great dramedy. It's comedy, but it is a very serious show, and I was curious as to see how they were going to flip everything around, because everything's been, it's always been part 1, part 2, etc., etc., etc. But like part 1, part 2 is what would be considered season 1, and then 5 and 6 would be what would be considered season 3. Well, halfway through the seasons, when Danny Masterson got fired for sexual allegations, so they had to completely rewrite the entire second half of the season. And so this is the part where they're coming in, and so Danny Masterson hasn't been in the show, and they've been, basically his character's what's been the driving force for the last, 3 episodes that I've already watched.
Is he back on the show?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. So it's like the episodes are kind of revolving around what happened.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Basically, they're revolving on why he's not on the show.
Okay, gotcha.
Or I should say, where his character is and why his character is not there.
Gotcha.
It's not pretty. That's why I call it a dramedy, because, these last couple episodes, you sit there and you think about the things of like your own families and stuff like that, and things that would happen. You sit there and going, I just want to cry.
All right.
It's
The Ranch on Netflix.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing right now, but it's a good show.
All right. Yeah, I haven't checked it out. I've heard, a couple people talk about it, so I might have to hop on there.
I was intrigued by it originally because it was Danny Masterson and it was Ashton Kutcher.
Back together.
The Back Together from the 70s show, which they've pulled a very... I can't think of the other show off the top of my head. Where...
That 80s show.
Well, that 80s show? No. The guy that played the dad, Red, in the show...
Yeah.
Played Mr. Peterson, who was the old man codger that lived in the next ranch over. So he's been on the show. The lady who played their Ashton Kutcher's mom, Topher Grace's mom, on the show plays Alicia Cuthbert's mother in the show. So they've had Wilmer Valderrama on it. So they've had like a half.
I'm sure Mila Kunis has been on it.
Not yet.
What? Like that's an easy in for Ashton Kutcher.
But so this last season they've introduced. I haven't seen the episode yet, but they introduced Dax Shepard, which makes me want to go. I want to see when is Kristen Bell going to show up, and I'm okay with that.
Because she always does.
They're like hooked together.
I know that. That's what I meant. Why Mila Kunis shouldn't be on the show? She's kind of married to Ashton Kutcher.
It's like low hanging fruit. It's like I don't know why they haven't had her yet.
Why don't they just do that 80s show but good, or that 90s show? I guess by now, probably
they did. It's called all that or something like that. Nickelodeon way back in the day.
What?
You were like 6. I don't know.
They did that 80s show. It stars Glenn Howerton, who's in he plays Dennis in It's Always Sunny.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, there was literally that 80s show.
And how long did that last?
Like 5 episodes. Yeah.
We're not quite getting the same response here.
No, let's cancel it. Done. Anyway, we got a trailer to talk about.
Sorry. Oh, did we deviate again?
We did.
Shit.
We never do that. God, we're going to have to start the podcast over.
No, we're not.
Welcome to back. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
All right, we're going to jump to Brightburn. This trailer just dropped. From producer James Wan, written by 2 of his brothers.
James Wan. Wrong James.
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
Stupid me.
God, get your
Aquaman on the head.
Get your shit correct.
Get my shit together, otherwise you're off the show.
So yes, one of the producers, James Gunn's written by 2 of his brothers.
Yep.
It to me looks like what would happen if Superman's cradle crashed in Kansas, and instead of growing up to be a superhero, as a child he was antagonized and bullied, and his powers made him go crazy and like want to hurt people.
Evil.
Make him go evil, yes.
Yes.
As a child, not even as an adult, as a child.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's exactly what you said. Superman as a child gone evil.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yeah.
100%. Like, this is like the superhero movie we need right now. Like, if DC won't go there do some weird Elseworld Superman story or something like that, let the smaller budget studio do it.
Do I find the irony that it's James Gunn too?
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean,
it's not. He produced it.
Well,
his brothers wrote it.
No, we're right. But at the same time too, it's like he's involved. He's like, you know what? Well, if I can't make my superhero shit,
yeah, taking Guardians away from me, and yeah, fuck Suicide Squad. I'll do my own.
No, until they actually get into production or something like that. That's Suicide Squad is again one of those ones where it's just like, once I actually see the word filming, then I'll actually be like, okay, DC's actually making this
happening.
one.
Yeah.
because DC has revamped the Suicide Squad like 12 times.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We've talked about DC enough on this show. Fuck them. Yeah, so I like
All
this
hail MCU.
Yeah, I like this trailer. Has some James Gunn returning cast.
Yes, Elizabeth Banks.
Slither, great movie. And yeah, I want to check this out.
It looks. I genuinely think it looks good.
It does.
You think it looks good because it's a horror-ish looking movie, and it's your bag.
It's got two of my biggest things: superhero movies and horror movies.
Well, I wouldn't really call it a superhero movie.
He's got superpowers.
Well, yeah, that doesn't make it a superhero movie.
No. You ever seen the movie Chronicle?
Parts.
It's a great movie. I watched that one in the theaters actually, but it reminds me a lot of Chronicle. Michael B. Jordan. Long time ago. Dane DeHaan.
Yes, I did watch that one. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking of a different one. But yes, I did see that one.
Chronicle's
because
great.
Dane DeHaan is fucking creepy as
Oh,
shit.
he's so good in that movie. Yeah, so if you guys haven't watched Chronicle, definitely watch it.
No, I do like Chronicle.
Yeah, so watch that. And, yeah, this reminded me a lot of it, so.
I can see that.
Yeah, so should we jump to an actual superhero movie?
A superhero? Because there wasn't anything like that going on.
There wasn't, not this week.
Not this week. That was garbage this week.
Yeah, so Captain Marvel, trailer 2, dropped.
Oh, that one.
That one.
That
yeah,
one.
that's the only one that dropped this week for superhero trailers. What'd you think?
Depends which week you're talking about here.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they got more involved with the her beating the shit out of the old lady.
Do you think they did that because they got backlash from someone? Why is she beating up an old lady?
Maybe. Because if there's one thing I've learned, at least as of recently, is it's not Disney, it's not Marvel, it's not them that are cutting the trailers. They're just approving them. You know, so they're not the ones. So maybe they went back to the same people and said, okay, maybe cut us a different trailer and, you know, give us a little bit more so we can watch this badass old lady like flipping shit around a bus, you know, while it's moving around.
Yeah, they just send all this footage that they have done at that point to these trailer companies. So, and someone then who was making the trailer was like, "Wow, that looked cool. She punched an old lady."
Right.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't put that in their trailer?
I know, right?
Yeah. I dug this trailer.
I did too. I like the end
with her flying and fighting.
No, that was very reminiscent of Iron Man 1.
Oh, I dug it because it's in space.
With that part you're talking about, with her flying through space and blowing shit up and whatnot, like I said, very reminiscent of Iron Man 1. Is that their callback to say that she's going to be the catalyst that will be for the next progression of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Iron Man was for the first 10 years. Will Captain Marvel be for the next 10 years?
I hope so.
Yeah,
it'd be cool. I love the line in the trailer. She's like, "I'm not here to fight your war. I'm here to end it." Do you think that was a direct line they threw in there as for like Infinity War, and the fact that everyone knows she's going to be in the next Avengers movie?
Could be.
You know,
could be. At this point right now, if she didn't show up, Marvel might as well just close up shop and be done with it, because they would have shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. So the only thing I wish we had more of in this trailer, more Coulson.
I know. We didn't get any Coulson in this one.
We needed more Coulson. Hashtag more Coulson.
Write that one down.
I got it down.
Yeah,
more Coulson.
Hashtag more Coulson. Well, I at least enjoyed the fact of what they did with Nick Fury. Him and the cat at the very end makes him, you know, seem like he was less of a badass back then. He was a little bit more of a, I mean, he was Nick Fury, but, you know,
he's still Sam Jackson.
He will always be Sam Jackson.
Samuel Mother effing Jackson.
Anyway, you censor yourself like it's actually needed.
Yeah, that's true, but it just felt like that one had to be censored.
Did I ever tell you the story that I read about, or not read? Sorry, that the interview I saw with him about his lightsaber from Star Wars?
Yeah, that it says badass.
It says bad motherfucker on it. Well, that's the one.
And he requested that it would be purple.
But
he got it.
Why? I've heard he's given two stories of why that is purple, though.
Why is it purple?
The one story he said is that there's the great big epic fight scene in Clone Wars with all the Jedi, right? When they're in that weird, whatever, wherever they're at, right?
Geonosis.
Sure.
Yes.
I like my Star Wars. I couldn't tell you everything like that. Anyway, he made the comment about how if there's going to be this huge epic war, he wants
to stand out.
He needs to be able to know where he's at. The other one that I read, or this one actually I did read. This was the first one I had seen. Was he went to George and says, "I want a purple lightsaber. I want a purple lightsaber." You can't have a purple lightsaber because it's either red and green, or blue and green for the Jedi, or red for the Sith. There is no in between here. Yeah, that's all. And I guess he was very persistent to the point where George finally says, "Fuck it, fine, you can have it." Well, why do you want a purple one? So when I put it against my robe, I can see the lint on my robe, but I can get it off.
I can believe both of those stories.
Right. That is totally something like Sam Jackson be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I could totally see him doing that.
Well, even that you bring up, it's only supposed to be blue or green. Like, the only reason Luke's is green in Return of the Jedi is because it didn't look good out on Jabba's barge ship as blue. So they changed it to green.
Well,
Yeah.
And now, at least I know this much, is that now that it was there was never a color. I know that it's canon now because they've even given a backstory of why his is purple.
Yeah. So
I'm okay with that.
all color of lightsabers are equal.
That's not what I understand.
No, not really, but
No. My understanding is they gave the backstory of it being purple, and if somebody's listening to this and I'm wrong, I'm sorry. That's just what I've been told. Is that because of the red and blue make purple?
Yeah.
He's on that border.
Oh, no, that's not true anymore.
Not anymore.
It's literally because he found a purple kyber crystal.
And the one I've read is where that he leans enough to the...
He's like a balance between the two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, I guess with Sam Jackson...
Yeah.
How much of a balance can that, a guy who's going to run around yelling badass motherfucker?
Yeah, he is a balance. Between good movies and bad movies. He's in every movie, so he's got to keep the balance.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so...
What's a bad Sam Jackson movie?
Snakes on a Plane.
By whose definition is it a bad movie?
It's a bad movie. It's so bad it's good. It's still a bad movie.
See, there you go, right there. It's so bad it's good.
What's the one with Ryan Reynolds that just came out not that long ago?
With Sam Jackson?
Yeah.
The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yeah, was that any good?
I don't know. I never got around to see it.
I didn't hear anything good about it. So
I'll admit one of the reasons why my problem is that I'm a huge supporter of the Movies Anywhere movement, of all the abilities, and when you buy your movies digitally, that they go across platforms. And unfortunately, The Hitman's Bodyguard is one of those ones that's done by Lionsgate that doesn't support the Movies Anywhere. So I'm like, that one can wait.
Yeah. So, Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about, right?
Shit.
Yeah. So, I dug it. I was already going to go watch it after the first trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've almost gotten to the point where pretty much the MCU is just required reading.
Absolutely. And this is like the prequel to the next Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's because it's like 20 years in the past.
Yeah, and it comes out a month before.
Yeah. Well, maybe I've just been burned too much by DC in terms of they can't get their shit together comparative to the MCU, where it's like, do they have some weird... Have they had some weird casting choices and whatnot? But for the most part, some of the bad things that have been in the MCU are still nowhere near eclipsed by even some of the remotely good things of the DC.
Yeah,
EU.
all the bad stuff in the MCU you can look past because all the good stuff is that good.
Like, the biggest complaint the MCU get basically is in the occasional, like...
I'm looking at them right here.
Yeah, the villain.
Bad villains.
The bad villains. But outside of that, yeah, I know.
Yeah, at least makes them about their hero. And this one looks like one of those where it's not going to have a good villain. That's not who the story's about.
Oh, for Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Who do you think the villain... Do you think the villain...
It's just some Skrull leader.
See, and I'm still questioning because, there's been different talks of who exactly Jude Law is going to be in this movie.
Oh, he's like the original Captain Marvel.
He's not.
Is he not?
No.
What?
No.
Okay, he's going to turn on them.
Because...
He's obviously... Well, from watching that trailer, I'm like, well, he's the bad guy, right?
Who?
Jude Law will be the bad guy.
Let me get his name pulled up here. Funko, when they released their update for when they're going to do the Captain Marvel pops, they're the ones that inadvertently
revealed that he's not the original Captain Marvel.
No. Hold on.
Marvel.
Nope, it's not Marvel.
Yeah, he's going to be the bad guy, though. Definitely. He'll probably be like the Skrull leader.
He is... No, that's not what I want.
He is Sam Jackson. Okay, so since we have the introduction of Skrulls into this, do you think there's going to be a big reveal at either the end of this movie after credits or the next Avengers movie end credits of someone this whole time has been a Skrull?
I suppose it's possible.
If so, who do you think? Just a fun hypothetical.
Oh, like somebody we've already met is going to be a Skrull?
Through all these, 12 years now? 10 years now?
I want Happy to be
Happy Hogan to be a Skrull. Badge. That would be funny.
That's not...
Sam Jackson, I think, is.
Sam Jackson's not
Nick
a Skrull.
Fury.
No.
Yep.
No.
He's a Skrull. Calling it. Right now.
He's not a Skrull.
How do you think he survives all those deaths he's supposed to happen? He's a Skrull. That's just my hypothetical.
I would take Coulson before that.
Yeah, but Coulson has his whole big story already with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and having Kree blood in him and all that junk.
Right.
So he can't be a Skrull either.
I don't
So
know.
isn't that kind of funny, though? All of a sudden, they bring in Coulson into this movie, and yet, 20 years later, when he's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he meets up with the Kree again.
Well, that's kind of what he's supposed to do,
Yeah, it's interesting. I just thought of that.
Well, you should have been thinking harder.
I should have. I haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a while, though.
I haven't seen it since before they introduced Ghost Rider.
Really? I watched that season, and the teaser at that one is that they're in space, and I haven't watched that latest season yet, unfortunately. So maybe that one ties into Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, somehow. I always want to call her Miss Marvel instead of Captain Marvel.
Wrong person.
Same person, just different title.
Different title.
Are you getting anything on Jude Law?
I'm trying. I've been trying to find the goddamn image.
Goddamn image.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. So, should we talk about that other trailer that dropped?
What other trailer?
The Kim Possible trailer, Brian.
Who cares about fucking Kim Possible?
Well, you're trying to find Jude Law. I'm going to rant about Kim Possible, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Kim Possible, they're doing a live-action version of on the Disney Channel, and it looks like...
That's not what we're talking about.
Well, I'm waiting for you to get to Jude Law, so I'm going to talk about it for 2 more minutes. It looks like a fan-made Kim Possible movie. They don't even show Ron Stoppable in it. They don't show Rufus, the Ron's little pet sidekick. And there's no eating nachos in this, and I am disappointed. This should not be happening. It's a travesty against humanity, and I will boycott Disney Channel for the end of times.
And I'm
don't watch Disney Channel. I'm not a weirdo that does. So, but yeah, for the longest time, like, they could do a Kim Possible movie in live action, more so than they could do a frickin' Dora the Explorer movie.
They're doing that one too.
They are doing that one. They should have done a Kim Possible one instead, with the original cast. Bring back Will Friedle, who played Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World. Bring him back to play Ron Stoppable. At his current age. So, that is my rant on Kim Possible, the live-action Disney Channel made-for-TV movie. And I forgot Disney Channel was even a thing. Like, Disney does so much stuff right, but then you have the Disney Channel, where it does so much wrong.
That's when, welcome to my world where, it's Nick Jr. and Disney Channel.
At least that's all cartoons, right?
Most
that your
of them.
kids watch? Yeah, I can't stand their live action stuff. It's garbage.
What, you don't want to,
I'll go back and watch the 90s live action stuff, like Even Stevens and Lizzie McGuire. And
right there.
what's his name?
Yeah.
Zoom.
I did zoom in.
Zoom it now. Do it. Come on. We need to know his name. It's not Ron Stoppable? Is that his name in it?
It's not Ron Stoppable.
Yeah. So anyway, quickly jumping back to Kim Possible, really quick,
Why are we talking about Kim Possible?
because I'm waiting for you,
I'm not.
and I got a rant on Kim Possible. I always found it refreshing.
Jan Rog. Can we move on now?
Okay, we can move on now. Anyway,
You need to edit like half of this shit out.
no, I think people will find it entertaining that I talked about Kim Possible for 5 minutes while you were looking up what Jude Law's character's name is.
Jan Rog.
Okay, so
YON-ROGG.
he will be the villain.
Yeah, I don't know what he is.
The
He's
villain.
a fictional character, blah, blah, blah.
Is he even from the comics?
Huh? Specifically, the Carol Danvers version was indirectly responsible for her transformation into Miss Marvel. He is primarily a foe of Captain Marvel.
There you have it.
Yay!
The more you know.
We can't play the little tune because we don't want to get copyright infringement and shit. Do.
No, I'll just say it. Anyway, that's it for trailer talk today.
You forgot one.
What did I forget?
You forgot only the most important one.
Oh, I forgot we're in the Endgame now.
We are in the Endgame now.
Avengers Endgame trailer dropped.
Finally.
Oh.
Well, okay, I'll say finally, but at the same time, too.
Comparatively, it comes out in 4 months.
Yeah, but still, I'm actually kind of surprised that we got it when we did. I was expecting not anything until at least the beginning of the year. To be honest.
During like I could have seen them waiting to drop it during like a football bowl game or something, New Year's Day or something like that.
Oh, again, it's Avengers 4. You know, it's
Avengers
a big
Endgame.
it's a big deal. It's gonna make bank. It's gonna make its money.
It's gonna make billions.
It should. I would have pictured them dropping this thing on like Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been too late though.
What's it matter? They've got a 10-year. Sorry, by this point, 11-year built-in audience.
I wish a movie had the balls to just have no trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Where literally the trailer is 15 seconds long and it's like the epic music and then it just reveals the title and the date that it comes out and that's it.
Yeah.
If any movie could have done it, it would have been this one.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got 11-year built-in audience. There are people that are going to drop billions of dollars on this movie.
Yeah.
They would have had to.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about it.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, no.
I actually know a couple people that have.
That cried during it?
Huh?
Why?
Well, it is kind of emotional.
We can spoil it. It's a trailer, whatever. What did they cry at? Like,
Huh? Well, 'cause
like
for
Hawkeye reveal or?
No,
That's the part I would have.
that was the badass thing. That was Hawkeye going all Ronin.
But if you put all the words together as to what Captain America was saying over that, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together that his family's dead.
His family's not dead. They've just evaporated.
Yeah, they're just
frickin' dust.
pixie dust, and he had to watch it probably happen. Yeah. So anyway, let's jump into this.
Okay. Where are we jumping into? Which part?
We're gonna jump into the end, into humanity's only hope, in that of Paul Rudd.
Oh, come on. That's got to be like the... Anyway. I was going to be like, that's what you end on, is Paul Rudd.
Yeah, that's maybe how this movie ends on. Paul Rudd defeating Thanos finally.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. This epic build is to...
Well, the way
Ant-Man.
the way they did this trailer is, to me, it was perfect. You know, serious, especially at the beginning with Tony Stark, Nebula out in space.
Yeah.
You know, and you see Bruce Banner, sad face, looking at Scott Lang's picture and Shuri's picture, and you know,
You look at Thor about to drop a sick beat with his rap battle clothes on.
Yeah, he did look very reminiscent of Rabbit in 8 Mile.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe he just watched 8 Mile.
You know what he was rapping in the back of his head?
What?
Should have aimed for the head. I should have aimed for the head. I should have aimed for the head.
It's like, God, I can't wait to aim for the head next time.
Mm-hmm. You know, and you've got Captain America over there going, this has to work because otherwise I won't know what to do.
That is a freaking fantastic line right there. I love it so much. And, yeah, like, it shows, like, where these characters are at the end of Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Where, who gives a shit about spoilers? Half of humanity and all living things is gone.
Including everyone's dog, like, people's dogs
Yeah.
and birds and
That's not
like,
fair.
everything.
That makes Thanos more of an asshole than killing humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if there's no people to take care of the pet, they're gonna die.
Yeah. Fucking Thanos.
So maybe he was doing the pet a justice because he took care of the parent that was taking care of the pet.
Yeah, okay.
Am I justifying Thanos here?
Yeah, in a way. In a dark and twisted way. He's a sick person.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I loved the shot of Thanos' scarecrow armor just sitting out in a field. So, a lot of people are speculating. What'd you say? On Titan, you think?
I think he's home.
Yeah. Do you think he built that? Like, hanging out his clothes to dry, or?
Well, what the fuck does he need him for?
I don't know. That's why I'm wondering. I'm like,
he did his job.
yeah, I don't know. To me, it looked like Wakanda. I don't know. For some reason, it looked like Wakanda.
No, because like when in Infinity War, you see him sitting on Titan after the finger snap.
Yeah, on his farm.
On his farm.
Maybe that's why his scarecrow would be there to guard his pastures.
Yeah, somebody's got to watch the corn.
Yeah,
I mean, if anybody knows around that, it's the people around here with the Midwest. Is what do we know? Beans and corn.
Exactly. So we should all put out Thanos scarecrows in our cornfields. Wouldn't that be great marketing?
Yeah, until all the crows just shit on him and go, fuck you.
Yeah.
That ain't scary at all.
Decimate this.
Right? You need a Jeepers Creepers kind of scarecrow to scare away the crows around these parts.
Yeah. So, can we talk about Ronan?
Ronan?
Yeah.
We can talk about Ronan.
Let's talk about Ronan.
Jeremy Renner looks badass.
Who would have thought the most, like, throw your fist in the air pumping moment is when you reveal Hawkeye?
Right.
Like, Hawkeye has not been given a fair shift in these movies.
He got a better shift. He got a
In Age of Ultron.
In Age of
he's
Ultron.
a much better character, yes.
Yes. I think they did him much justice.
And I give props to Joss Whedon for that, because they gave him two options because his movie was too long. It's either you have Thor in the bathtub scenes or more of Hawkeye on the farm. And I think they chose the better of the two.
What do you mean Thor in the bathtub?
So remember Thor's vision? Like, Thor all of a sudden halfway through Age of Ultron, he goes and does his own thing and has visions.
Yes, that's like the only time you ever see Idris Elba.
Yeah, in that movie. So, yeah, Marvel basically gave them the option, like, you either need to cut one or the other because this is getting too long. So he cut the right one there.
Well, yeah.
Right. So it gives us a lot more of Hawkeye, and he has a great speech in that movie too. Like, you go through those doors, you're an Avenger.
Yeah.
To Scarlet Witch. Yeah. So I can't wait to see Hawkeye back.
See,
who would have thought, like, Hawkeye and Ant-Man are like, yes, back.
Well, it's because we were bummed that they weren't in the first one.
That's true. At least Ant-Man and the Wasp does a good job of explaining pretty much where both are.
Yeah, exactly. Ant-Man has been justified by his own movie, but Hawkeye's over there going, meh.
I would say Ant-Man and the Wasp justifies where Hawkeye's been. He would have taken the same thing Ant-Man did.
He would take in the same kind of deal and whatnot. Yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, you've got Scott Lang, Mr. Master Thief, with his fancy suit, goes out and has to go do fun things and can beat the FBI and not them realizing he actually left his house when he was under house arrest. And then the master assassin, Archer, military trained Hawkeye is like, well, fuck, I might as well just stay here.
Chop some wood
and take care of my wife. Yeah. I mean,
well, here's
Scott Lang's got, he's got an ex-wife and a kid and
he's got a little help from
husband thing
Hank,
or what?
Hank Pym and
exactly.
Yeah. So here's the big question. So at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp,
yes,
he's stuck in the quantum realm.
Yes.
How the hell does he get out?
We'll find out in Endgame.
You would assume the Avengers would be the ones to help him.
I don't think so.
But before we saw this trailer, that's what you would have assumed, correct?
No.
No? Okay.
Because
maybe I'm just wrong.
How many of them know who the only
Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner? I
would assume he would probably know about it.
The only one
He's smart enough to.
The only one I think that knows about the quantum realm is Dust. And that was Doctor Strange.
Yeah. But Bruce Banner, he's one of the smartest guys in the world. He probably has at least heard of it.
Maybe heard of it,
In
but maybe
passing,
not know what to do with it.
Yeah.
No.
But so quickly, we talked about Bruce Banner, and he sees these images of people on the screen. One of them is
Scott Lang.
Scott Lang.
Yeah.
And Shuri.
Yeah. Probably.
Neither of which turned to dust.
Are you sure?
Uh huh.
Has it been confirmed?
Yeah.
By who? The Russos?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I guess we can't trust the Russos anyway, but
yeah, don't trust the Russos.
No, I'm pretty sure the ladies of Wakanda survived.
I don't know.
Yeah. They didn't show it, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume she's alive.
Well, that not necessarily, just because we probably have to go back to that list that the Russos
I think it's on there that she survived.
that she survived.
I think so. Don't quote me on it, people out there.
Because I mean, at least with Scott Lang being where he was at the time, it could be assumed that he was dusted, because if they don't know he's in the quantum realm when pretty much everybody else gets dusted, then we just assume, oh well, we don't know which one of that little dust particle is who over there, so that could be Hank, that could be Evelyn,
Yeah. 2 questions for you.
6.
42. Yeah, that's correct. How do you think Iron Man gets out of the situation that he's in?
That's a good question.
Because he is left on the ship without food and water, what do you say, for 4 days or something like that. So he's on the verge of death.
And his air's going to run out the next day. And the only person he'd be up there would be Nebula, which, side note, I want to know who's with Nebula, because at least the way I read that trailer is that when you see her hand, that's a shoulder, and that does not look like Tony's.
Yeah. Maybe she ditched him and went to go lead Thanos' army or something like that.
She hates Thanos.
Yeah, but now she can control his empire, and, well, he's out farming.
He killed her sister. He has beat the crap out of her.
She was
basically.
still a bad guy. Like, she helped for the greater good, but she's still a bad guy at heart.
No, Nebula's a good chick.
Nebula. So what do you think happens to Tony? How do you think he gets out of it? Do you have a prediction?
Possibly Captain Marvel.
That's where I was leaning, but here's a fun one that I want.
What?
That he's about to die, and all of a sudden a ship comes up, and he hears, like, over his intercom, Taika Waititi, his Korg, coming to save him. He's like, hey, we're looking for our buddy Thor.
I suppose
we're
it's
heading
possible.
to Earth to come find him. Can you help us?
And Korg is alive, according to the Russos.
Come on.
Because so is Valkyrie. So that is
those
possible.
two together.
Valkyrie is out there.
Yeah. So Valkyrie and Korg come to save the day.
That actually, based on some of the stuff I've seen about how, like, where in space everybody is at, that could potentially be more feasible than it being Captain Marvel.
Yeah, because who knows where Captain Marvel is going to be even at.
Well, supposedly.
Come the end of her movie.
Right. And
she gets a page from Nick Fury at the end of Infinity War before he turns to dust.
Right. And some of the stuff I've been seeing is that, like, you know, in the part in space where Titan is at versus where Captain Marvel and the Kree and all that are at, and are 2 totally different quadrants, and she's much further away than Titan and Thanos are.
Yeah, so who knows?
That's
Who
okay.
knows? What was my other question? I forgot.
I don't know what your other question, you didn't ask it.
Oh, how do you think Scott gets out of the quantum realm?
He figures out how to...
do you think he does it himself?
I think he does it himself, and I think he figures out how to manipulate time.
I think that's what it is. Right there. Like, he figures out, like
he's in there long enough to figure it out.
And I think this is this isn't the Scott Lang that left at that time period. I think this is a Scott Lang that went back in time and eventually gets to the point of where the rest of the characters are in time.
No.
Because there's already been spoilers, I guess, for set photos
Oh, yeah.
of him in the original
Yeah.
Avengers setting. So, I can't wait for that. We haven't had enough time travel in these movies yet.
But I think it's that he's probably jumping through time trying to figure out where he needs to get.
Oh, figuring out, like, where he needs to go.
Right, but I don't think he's just lived hiding for the last 10 years to finally go, okay, now we finally hit this little button here. Now let me go see, Captain America. No, I think he's finally made his way. He's finding
in the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I'm still, as soon as the way they ended that trailer, I immediately went, I want the entire 11 years of the MCU to be completely hinged on the salvation of the entire universe by Paul Rudd and Ant-Man.
Yes. Like the littlest hero.
Yeah, and the part that would be
But a
absolutely,
comedian.
the part I think would be great about that, and you know, I like Edgar Wright, and I understand that he left the franchise because of creative differences. But I tell you what, if he had no knowledge of what Feige's idea was going forward, and to realize the character he took how many years to get onto the screen before he left, to be this ultimate savior, Paul
central
Rudd.
character for this huge franchise movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And him sitting there going, shit, I should have stayed on board. I should have just stayed on board.
Yeah.
Think of how much money that Peyton Reed guy is making. Holy shit, I should have stayed on board.
Yeah. Anyway, I like both Ant-Man movies. They're fine for what they are.
I think
I would still like to see Edgar Wright's Ant-Man, but
I would too, but I do think that Peyton Reed has done a good job. Like, they legitimately, even though there is the issue with some of the villain, and some of the, I mean, every movie has its issues, but they, for the most part, really haven't had bad luck in who they picked to write and who they've picked to direct. Maybe like Thor Dark World is a little bit rough kind of thing.
as far as a movie goes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that
but-
and Iron Man 2, but they're still both enjoyable to watch.
But what I'm saying though is, like, for instance, like when Iron Man first came out, and like, so there's been the talk in regards to how, like, Iron Man 3 was a little weak in comparison to the rest of them here. How Thor 2 was, whatnot. But like, Thor 3 or Iron Man 3, we had Shane Black, where this was a franchise that was created by John Favreau, who at the time you're like, the dude from Swingers is gonna make a superhero movie. They've been very interesting in who they've picked, especially for directors. Like when when they had Edgar Wright, when they got Taika, Peyton Reed, even Joss Whedon, the guy behind Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel and Alias, stuff like that. It's like, they've picked very interesting people to make these movies, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things, is what has been the driving force to their success.
is hiring directors that know what they're doing
Not
and bring their own creative
well, yeah, I
flair to it.
that they literally are bringing the nerd in to say, hey, go make your movie. We have Kevin Feige's like, okay, we've got this here. These things need to happen. But outside of these things need to happen, you're getting a Taika movie. You got a Peyton Reed movie. You got a Whedon movie. You've gotten, the Russos. Like, when, the Russos doing the Avengers versus, like, Whedon doing the Avengers. You can see the differences.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the same, obviously the same characters and everything like that. I mean, you can see how, like, when the Russos took over Captain America, I mean, it is obvious. The tonality and all that stuff is different. But, you gave, you gave a couple of nerd brothers, I mean, I'll say that. I mean, you have
these two nerd brothers keys to the kingdom.
Yeah, right.
And you come out with Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
Infinity War,
I
Civil
mean,
War.
And even to be allowed to be like, oh, so, hey, Mr. Feige, we did these things for this little show called Arrested Development. Do you mind if we throw a couple Easter eggs in while we're at it? Fucking go right ahead. Let's get Tobias in there. Let's get the blue, stuff in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're throwing in all their stuff. Community has a couple cameos.
Well, look at Gunn before Gunn got booted out. He's known for things like, indie horror, like Slither, and they're like, we're going to give you this B-list property that barely anybody's heard of, and we want you to make a rock opera out of it, basically. A space opera, excuse me. And they're like, oh, we just made a buttload of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Avengers Endgame.
I'm all for it.
We don't need another trailer. Keep it at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, I think
That's it.
I don't think they need anything else.
No, they will.
They will.
Especially as we get closer, we'll get... Oh, shit.
That's your water.
That's my water bottle. Kicked it over.
That's your water bottle with your sticker on it.
With my Backlot 605 sticker that you can find on TeePublic right now.
On sale.
Yeah,
Through
on
the
sale. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. Okay, so Avengers Endgame releases April 26th.
Oh, shocker! It was
2019.
It was a week early than and they've been talking about obviously the first week in May. I was like,
moved it up.
that bitch ain't coming out in May.
No.
It's coming out in April.
No, they're firing at all cylinders and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What else? What else we got for news?
What do we have?
Is there a little controversy in the Oscars going on right now?
It depends what you and I define as controversy.
There's controversy.
Well, there's the button I'm looking for. There we go. Yes. They announced just a couple days ago that Kevin Hart was going to be the host of the Oscars, and then within 48 hours of him being announced as the host of the Oscars, he rescinded, and he's no longer going to be the host of the Oscars.
Yep. So,
all because of a couple tweets from like 7 years ago.
yeah. So, I don't want to stay on this too long because then we get too heated and political, and we don't want to do that on this show. But, yeah, it's, it could have been avoided one way or the other, this happening. But, yeah, going forward, they need to find a host for this upcoming show that is, how do I want to put it? Like, not to say politically correct, but like a host that is, pushing for all this, progressive stuff that they thought was wrong with Kevin Hart. Which I'm not saying is fair either way, but
I'm just saying is that, everybody has the skeletons in their closet. Everybody's made stupid mistakes. People can move on, stuff like that, in any shape or form. Now, okay, let me back that up. Let me please back that up. Is depending on what's been going on. If one has been, in the case of like Kevin Hart, a bad joke, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever the case is, I've probably made my own stupid bad jokes. I've evolved as a person. 7 years ago, I wasn't a father. I wasn't, I was doing different things, If something comes to light and say, you know what? Yeah, I was stupid. I shouldn't have said that. If one says, hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That was 7 years ago.
yeah.
Accept it and move the fuck on.
Yeah.
That's all I really.
And pretty much that's what the Oscars asked him to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Is to apologize. And the weird thing is he did apologize, but then
He did, but he
in
didn't.
in the same tweet he mentioned that he's not doing the Oscars. So
Well, from what I was seeing is that he originally wasn't going to, because he's like, I've said what I've said, and it, I'm not gonna, try to justify myself, how much time later or whatever the case is. I think is when he started getting. I think some of the heat he was starting to get was when he started to go back and try to find those and remove them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he started getting in little trouble.
That's where it gets like. I could see where people are like, oh, well, you don't want to apologize, but then you're trying to erase your steps. That I see is why they're like, yeah, maybe you should, not be a little bit of an asshole right now.
Yeah. So let's brighten it up a little on this.
Brighten up?
Yeah.
Okay, turn the lights on?
Yeah, let's turn the lights on. It's a little dark down. No. Who would you like to see host the Oscars?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd like to see someone like James Corden. I think he'd be good at it. He's the funniest guy on late night right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good host.
I was going to say Neil Patrick Harris, but he's done that already.
Yeah, not very well either.
Yeah, that was a bad. That was a weird.
That
I expected more out of him.
Actually, that year, it made me want Steve Carell to host the Oscars.
At this point right now, as long as he is physically capable to do it, just bring back one of the hot shots. Just bring back Billy Crystal.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah. the easy choice for this year is Billy Crystal or like Steve Martin or something like that.
Just bring, because Billy Crystal's done it like 12 times.
Yeah.
He's like the one who's done it like the most ever. Just, he'll.
We need someone. We'll throw him in there.
Do you think Steve Carell could pull it off?
Absolutely. He has.
He's got a lot more serious lately.
He does, but he's still super goofy.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like he does the series because he's a really good actor, but he has like this down to earth goofy persona in real life though. Much like his office character is him at a 10. So I want to see him hosting the Oscars.
You want to see him at 11?
Hey, actually, let's do this. Him and Stephen Colbert. Let them both host. I think that would be fantastic.
You get Colbert in there, you're gonna get too much. You're gonna get too much politics.
You're already gonna have it, so.
I mean, you're definitely gonna get politics.
But at least he's one of the funniest guys when it comes to talking about politics.
Give me Trevor Noah.
Do both. The new and the old of the Daily Show.
I love watching the stuff from Trevor Noah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Did we
any of them?
Did we bring up the new movie that Steve Carell's doing?
Which one? Beautiful Boy or
no. Welcome to Marwen.
Yeah, we've brought that up before.
We have. Okay.
Yeah.
I still want to see that.
Couple times.
That still looks really
it does. So maybe that's a reason why he can't host. He might be up for a couple Oscars this year. Beautiful Boy has been getting great reviews. So has this one.
And Vice is Vice is in there.
Damn, Steve Carell, why are you so good at acting?
Yeah, you say that.
3 in a year.
You say that, and I'll go back to saying I couldn't finish the Foxcatcher because it was way too fucking dry.
Was it the movie dry or his performance dry?
A little bit of both. It was not
his big nose was dry.
It just wasn't for me for a biopic of whatever you want to call it. It wasn't engaging.
All right. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with the Oscars this year. So, moving on to another award ceremony, we just got the nominees announced for this year's Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Golden Globes is a joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it's
yes and no.
It's probably it's in the top 5 most quote unquote prestigious film awards.
Yeah.
And television awards too.
Well, actually,
we're gonna stick to.
I'm gonna asterisk that one for you, because if it was that prestigious, it would be part of the EGOT.
Prestigious, as in, trying to put as in one of the most watched shows. No one watches like the SAG Awards or stuff.
Well, no.
Besides the Oscars, that's probably the second most watched.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. But because I've said it before, you know what the EGOT is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say
they don't have an award ceremony for that though.
Well, no.
I know
because there's a bunch of ceremonies.
Yeah.
It's called 4 of them. EGOT. Anyway, continue. So, I'm always intrigued by the Golden Globes because it's the American Foreign Press. I think it's the one that puts it on. It gets a little bit different because there's alcohol involved. The European people let them drink heavily.
It's the fun show to watch.
Did you ever watch him when Ricky Gervais was hosting?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason why he hasn't been back. When he came back the second time, I was actually kind of shocked they let him come back the second time.
This year, Andy Samberg and I can't remember who his other host is with him for this year's. Well, you look that up.
I will look that up.
The Golden Globes is it's kind of prestigious because everyone knows about it, but yet they throw in such weird categories, like they don't have them figured out quite right. Like they separate stuff by best drama, and then best musical or comedy. I'm like,
Sandra Oh
is hosting with Andy.
Sorry,
Samberg.
my bad.
All right,
that is a weird combination.
Yeah, it's on NBC, right? That's why Andy Samberg's hosting.
Andy Samberg should just host because he's funny.
He is. He's hilarious. And he's got to promote Brooklyn Nine-Nine at that point. Which new trailer just dropped as we're recording this, and it looks awesome. You need to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I'm a couple seasons behind.
Yeah, that's great.
All of them.
You need to watch it.
I'll have to finish The Ranch first.
The Ranch and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine do it.
I got movies to watch, man.
Yeah, that's true. Let's
got,
focus on movies.
Let's see. What do I? Oh, that's right. We got Spider-Man. We got Mortal Engines. We got Aquaman. We got Bumblebee. We got Mary Poppins. We got Deadpool. Oh, that's just in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, you got some stuff to catch up on here too. So let's jump into these.
Okay.
Best Picture Drama: Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, and A Star Is Born.
What is Beale Street?
I'll have to look it up because I haven't watched it.
You should.
It doesn't. It's not even a movie we got here in Sioux Falls either.
Because that's how we roll around
That's
here.
how we roll in the Midwest.
So far for the Best Picture Drama, though, I've only seen is Black Panther, and that's because I miss Bohemian Rhapsody. I miss Black Klansman. I'm intrigued by Black Klansman. That's just because
I've heard nothing but good stuff about that.
I'm fascinated by Spike Lee. He definitely makes his movies.
Yeah, he doesn't make movies though. He makes joints.
He does make joints. It is a Spike Lee joint, that is for sure. No, generally, with the exception of If Beale Street Could Talk, which is the only one I'm unfamiliar with.
That one is directed and written by Barry Jenkins, who did Moonlight.
So probably, obviously, they're going to be a very good contender.
Yep.
But I mean, all of them. I mean,
surprising. I'm glad to see Bohemian Rhapsody in here.
Not in this particular category, though.
The same with. That's where it becomes iffy with the freaking Golden Globes, because Bohemian Rhapsody and A Star Is Born could be musicals.
Yeah,
so they could go into that category, but yet they are both dramas.
So it's almost like, Best Picture Musical and Comedy, considering the fact that The Martian has won that one, which is nor a musical nor a comedy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's got funny parts in it, so therefore it's a comedy.
Exactly.
But it's
just because they wanted Matt Damon there.
I was thinking it's like maybe that's why Bohemian Rhapsody and A Star Is Born is not in the musical comedy, is because they want to give it the prestigious award of Best Picture.
Best drama.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think the one to beat here is A Star Is Born. Like that's the award movie this year.
That's gonna be big for Bradley Cooper.
Yep.
That's huge. I mean, to be your directorial debut, and then to come in and be like, I'm gonna do a remake.
Of a remake.
I'm gonna remake a movie that's already been made like 3 times. My co-star, as I star in it as well, because I'm gonna go all Clint Eastwood here, is gonna be Lady freaking Gaga. Which, that's not a put down, honestly. She's good. Because when I started watching, stuff that she was doing acting wise was when she was on American Horror Story. She's a great actress. She definitely does everything for the art. She's not doing it for the money. She just happens to get paid well for the art. And I think it was a very good, solid choice.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Probably check it out once it's out on a home video, so I can check it out at home. But yeah, I think that's
why it's called home video.
Home video.
Yeah,
that's where I'm gonna watch it. So yeah, that's the one to beat.
Yeah, I think
it's nice. It's nice to see Black Panther in there.
Yeah, I think
getting some love.
I think that's a game changer, really, for the sake of comic book movies in general.
Deadpool was nominated, or at least Ryan Reynolds was nominated 2 years ago for Deadpool.
Yeah, he got snubbed this year.
Yeah, he should have been in there for.
There's a couple of snubs in there.
There is. So let's jump to Best Picture: Musical or Comedy. Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, and Vice.
So what's the favorite?
Of those?
No. What is The Favorite?
Oh, The Favorite.
You literally just said the movie's called The Favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with Crazy Rich Asians. I'm familiar with Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns. If anybody doesn't know who Mary Poppins is, they get their head out of their ass. And Vice, which I'm intrigued by Vice because I never thought I'd want to watch a movie about Dick Cheney, but seeing just the makeup to transform these actors, and the actors that we get in the first place, Christian Bale is Dick Cheney. We've got Steve Carell as Rumsfeld. Sam Rockwell's Bush. Colin Powell is played by Tyler Perry, and just the whoever's doing their makeup deserves an Oscar.
Yeah. So the favorite is with Emma Stone. It's like the 18th century England, like her befriending the Queen and stuff like that. You seen the trailer for that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah. It actually looks kind of funny. I don't even think it made it to Sioux Falls either, but
No, I was gonna say.
yeah.
Did the Green Book even make it to Sioux Falls?
It's in theaters right now.
Is it right now?
Yeah.
It is right now. That is right.
Right now. And Mary Poppins comes out this week, and Vice is coming out
Next week.
Next week.
I think it's next week.
Yeah. All these frickin' people in Los Angeles and New York get to watch these movies early, and we're stuck not even getting them.
Not only do they get them early, they get them earlier than even national releases
Yeah.
sometimes.
So that one, Vice or Green Book, I think is the big two to beat.
I don't know. For the sake of comedy and for what crazy...
That one could sneak in there. Yeah.
I think for the sake of the comedy side of things, I think Crazy Rich Asians has a pretty good chance, actually. And if it even starts bringing in at least a couple of the awards and whatnot, and and they probably already talked about this, but those other ones are the other books are gonna get made into movies.
Yeah. So Best Actor Drama: Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born; Willem Dafoe, At Eternity's Gate; Lucas Hedges, Boy Erased; Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody; John David Washington, Black Klansman.
Everybody's gonna go all white boy Bradley Cooper on this one.
I think Rami Malek might sneak in there for this.
I'd be okay with that.
I would too. Because I think Bradley Cooper, he's going to get a lot of Oscar attention once we get around to that season.
Oh,
I don't think
the studio is going to freaking campaign the shit out of that movie.
Him, Lady Gaga, and the movie, and him as a director will be all nominated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I want to see Rami Malek sneak in here, because just because of just the way the Academy is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll get nominated for Best Actor. He should. But
you never
that's
know.
why I want him to win here. It'll give him a nice little push going into the Oscars.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is I think for the sake of the Oscars, I think he actually has a genuinely good shot at least a nomination for that movie.
It could. It's kind of been a slow year. But here's the thing.
He gets the nomination because it's been a slow year.
It's a slow year. We'll give it to that Freddie Mercury playing guy.
We'll give it to that guy for Mr. Robot.
Yeah. But you got to think, you got 10 nominations, quote unquote, for Best Actor because you have 2 different categories for it. So that's...
What are you talking about?
You have Best Drama and then Best Musical or Comedy.
Oh.
But once you get to the Oscars, there's only 5 for...
Right.
Yeah, Best Actor. So, Best Actress in a Drama: Glenn Close, The Wife; Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born; Nicole Kidman, The Destroyer; Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me; and Rosamund Pike, A Private War. How many of these movies have you even heard of?
I have heard of Lady Gaga's A Star Is Born, Melissa McCarthy, and Rosamund Pike's. And I'm intrigued that Melissa McCarthy is in here, especially when it's considered a drama. I've seen previews for it, and it genuinely, it's people think Melissa McCarthy, it's the typical, let's put the comedic actor in the box, and I like the fact that this is finally something that is not that. It's to me it looks like a very serious movie, and if she's getting nominated, it intrigues me more to want to see it even more.
Yeah, this category is where the biggest snub for me comes in.
Which one? Who should have been in here?
Toni Collette for Hereditary is the best actress of the year.
Yeah, but at the same time, too, it's not unusual, whether you're talking the Golden Globes or you're talking the Oscars and whatnot, that we even get anything that even remotely looks like a horror movie.
Oh, yeah, they're like, I don't like those scary movies, so I'm not going to watch it. Therefore, they're unfortunately not going to get nominated.
Like, Jordan Peele should feel lucky that he got where he got with the nominations and all that stuff for Get Out. And wins for Get Out.
Absolutely.
Because that shit doesn't happen.
No. And that needs to change. Toni Collette is the best actress of this year. She is on another level in that movie. That movie's nuts, and it's all because of her performance. And even that movie's more of a drama than a family drama than it is a horror movie. Definitely horrific elements for sure, but it is a family drama first and foremost.
I don't know.
Yeah. You need to check it out.
It doesn't look like that on the back of the movie when I'm looking at it.
Well, no, you got to promote it as the horror movie.
Yeah, look where that got him.
Yeah, it's gonna get hopefully her an Academy Award nomination.
Yeah,
Probably not, unfortunately, because Academy doesn't know what they're doing. They had a very similar situation here. It was about 4 years ago, I think, for the Babadook. You ever seen that movie?
No.
It's a great movie.
Isn't it a remake too?
No.
No.
Can't remember the lead actress's name, but she should have been nominated for Best Actress in that movie too. Like, these ladies give these amazing performances in these horror movies and no recognition because it's a horror movie. They gained the same performance in a drama, all the awards. All right.
Guys, gotta make the
Gotta please the Academy.
Academy happy.
I like these fancy movies, like Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy, Christian Bale, Vice, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Mary Poppins Returns, Viggo Mortensen, Green Book, Robert Redford, The Old Man and the Gun, and John C. Reilly, Stan and Ollie. Holmes and Watson, that's what he got nominated for, actually.
Wrong. There is no gonna be no.
That movie looks bad.
No. Watch the trailer for. I actually saw the trailer for Stan and Ollie, and that one I think number one, to pair John C. Reilly with Steve Coogan was a good choice. You get some of these like biopic style movies and whatnot. And you're like, maybe you should just. Some things just need to be left in the back, But at least if you're gonna make these movies, at least you need to cast them properly. And
did they?
Yes, I genuinely think so. Especially John C. Reilly. I do. He's a great actor. I thoroughly enjoy him. I just wish he'd stop making buddy movies with Will Ferrell.
Hey, it's his buddy. He makes some money off it, I guess.
Yeah, a couple bucks.
That's how he can that's how he can do these movies like Stan and Ollie. The only reason Lin-Manuel Miranda is on here is because they want him there at the show.
No,
come on.
That fucker would show up anyway.
That's true, but
he's Lin-Manuel.
He is, but you could. Do you think Ryan Reynolds should have been in here for Deadpool again?
I think it would have been cool, but again, superhero movies are those ones that are very difficult to get any nomination for outside of like special effects and costume design.
Yeah, and Deadpool 2 didn't blow up like the first one did.
Yeah,
as much, so they didn't feel the need. They're like, we already had him there once. That's good enough. Yeah, so
he'll make a serious movie eventually.
Eventually, Best Actress, Musical or Comedy: Emily Blunt for Mary Poppins Returns, Olivia Colman, The Favorite, Elsie Fisher, 8th Grade, Charlize Theron, Tully, and Constance Wu, Crazy Rich Asians.
It's gonna be Emily Blunt all the way.
Probably.
Yeah. I saw
actually I could see Elsie Fisher sneaking in there just for like the shock of like a teenager winning.
That wouldn't be the first time.
It wouldn't be the first time, but just to have it. And secretly I want it because I haven't seen 8th Grade yet because we had it only at the cheap theaters here.
For like a day.
A day. But Bo Burnham is my man.
Bo Burnham,
and he wrote and directed this movie, so I want to see his movie get some love.
Yeah, I read a thing about where they were talking to Julie Andrews about not coming to do even like a cameo bit in this one. They wanted it'd be Emily's movie, it's Emily's role, it's Emily's this, and I'm like, we got Dick Van Dyke. I'm not mad because he's not playing the Lin-Manuel character. Just give me a little,
a little cameo.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be sad to be like, oh, it's the original Mary Poppins. So that's why you're there. Yeah. I'm kind of sad that we get Dick Van Dyke. Oh, I love the fact we're getting Dick Van Dyke, but I'm sad, but we don't get any Julie Andrews in there.
All right, last category we're gonna talk about: Best Director. Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma, Peter Farrelly, Green Book, Spike Lee, Black Klansman, and Adam McKay, Vice.
It's a good solid.
That is. Who would ever thought you would have seen Peter Farrelly and Adam McKay in Best Director?
Well,
one known for doing Dumb and Dumber and Me, Myself, and Irene, and the
Yeah.
other for Will Ferrell movies.
Well, sometimes you have to be like, you know what? I can't make these stupid movies all the time because otherwise I'm going to stop making movies because nobody was going to hire my ass anymore.
Yeah.
But no, but to have those two guys in the same category as Spike Lee, the very dramatic, theatrical, political, driving force that he has been for the last 30 years.
Yeah. And then Alfonso Cuarón, who's firing on all cylinders with every movie that he releases. So,
And then you got
Bradley Cooper in there for the first time.
He's like, you bitch has been doing it for 30 years. Watch this.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
Huh?
He's gonna win.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's got it. Yeah. I think the only other competition he has is Alfonso Cuarón.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some good, solid movies in
I
there.
think it's Bradley Cooper's award to lose. And, you can check out the Golden Globes. Watch Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga win all the awards.
It's just a couple of them.
Just a couple.
They'll probably win awards they're not even nominated for.
Yeah, probably. Best Animated Movie, Bradley Cooper.
For A Star Is Born.
Best Actress in a TV or musical for television,
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Yeah. So he's going to win all the awards, every award, even if he's not nominated. He's just going to take them.
That's what Bradley Cooper does. It's those blue eyes of his. He just looks at you all
That's what it
dreamy and you're
is.
so like, oh.
And you're like, he's the guy from The Hangover and Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Such a strange transition.
I'm so glad he matured.
Yeah. So, what do we got coming soon?
What do we got coming soon?
We got some fun stuff coming up.
We do.
We got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, 2 days before Spider-Man, we got Once Upon Deadpool.
Yeah.
And side note, the new trailer for Once Upon Deadpool, when they pull the whole Uncle Buck kind of scenario, it's Fred Savage and Deadpool verbally going back and forth with each other, just perfect. I mean, it's a volley back and forth. It is just absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it's dubbed the Uncle Buck trailer because it's just synonymous to John Candy and Macaulay Culkin.
The Uncle Buck trailer.
Well,
I haven't watched it,
Oh,
so I
you-
might need a...
you need to, especially for the fact that when he makes the reference to Disney, or why they're doing it, why is it PG, and he flat out calls Disney out right on top of it. No, it's
It's great.
no. He's like, why are you doing this? And they no, they're going back and forth. It's beautiful.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
You do it like soon
Right
here.
now.
Like right now.
Right meow. But Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, December 14th comes out.
I'm all for that.
I've been hearing this is not only the best Spider-Man movie ever, I've been hearing it's like gonna win probably best animated movie at the Oscars this year, with how good it is.
Can it even be nominated yet?
What?
I suppose it could be. If Vice can be nominated
Yeah.
for shit.
It was nominated for the Golden Globes.
Mm.
Yeah. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I'm really looking forward to this.
Oh, I am too.
Like, this is a Spider-Man stuff we haven't seen yet.
And who would have thought we would utter the words, best Spider-Man movie ever, and Nick Cage is in it.
As a Spider-Man.
In the same, exactly, and he plays a Spider-Man, exactly.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, and that same Spider-Man movie will also have Jake Johnson
As Peter Parker.
as a Spider-Man. The guy that you know from, like,
Bit roles.
New Girl. I wouldn't call the New Girl a bit role.
As far as movies.
Tag.
Bit role.
No, that was
He's not the star.
that is an ensemble role.
Quickly, I want to deviate onto Tag quick. Have you seen the meme going around with Jeremy Renner?
No.
It's him as Ronan, and they're like, "Where have you been?" And it like shows him turning around, playing tag.
Oh, yes. Not gonna lie, when I watched Tag, that is exactly what I thought of.
Like that's what he's been doing.
I was like, oh, this is Hawkeye's movie, like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
it's just him playing tag.
It's him playing tag and getting married. It's not wrong.
No, that's probably what he was doing this whole time.
Which makes me wonder one thing though. What happened to Linda Cardinelli and his kids? Did he just dump them?
Yeah, he dumped him.
Or is
It's secret agent life.
No, that's not. No, I just thought of something here. Now I get it. Tag takes place after the Thanos snap, before the Ronin bit.
That's what he's been doing there.
He finds his childhood friends he's playing tag with for the last 30 years, gets remarried.
Some weird fan fiction right there. Anyway, back to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That'll definitely be the one I'm checking out that weekend.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for sure.
Damn it.
Because I want to check... Why?
Why?
We can both watch it. It's not like I'm watching it. You can't watch it.
You can't watch it, you bastard.
I do also want to see The Mule.
You do?
Which also comes out that weekend. Clint Eastwood.
This next 2 weeks just kind of like...
It's popping hard.
It's not good for the pocketbook.
No, it's not.
Which is what I don't get, why Hollywood is allowing for this to happen.
When you jump on Movie Pass.
Right, about that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
what?
Movie Pass is dead.
Yeah.
I was so looking forward to that actually working.
It didn't.
But at least for the South Dakota, at least the Sioux Falls area, we do have the Cinemark app that, get for $8.99.
I need to get on that.
Yeah, you probably should. No, I'm actually, I'm intrigued by the Mule. I'm intrigued by Mortal Engines, though, too.
I'm not at all. This feels like,
It's
we had a few weeks ago.
It's total Peter Jackson kind of movie.
But bad. Like.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be good.
I've been seeing freaking every YouTube trailer, or every YouTube video I've been clicking on plays the damn trailer for this.
Mm-hmm.
From the mind of the Lord of the Rings.
From the mind of Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I don't care about this movie.
Really?
Yeah. It kind of feels like, I don't know, like a teenage, trying to drag that teenage audience. Spider-Man, you got the younger audience. The Mule, you're going to have the older audience. They're going to try to have the Mortal Engines grab that teenage audience.
There is one guy that's in it, and again, this is me deviating outside of the music or the movie community because, I'm allowed to, fucker.
Don't deviate.
Is one of the guys that's in Mortal Engines is from an older BBC show called Misfits. And I really enjoyed him in Misfits, and he's one of the reasons why I want to go and see that. But yes, Mortal Engines only has a 37 current rating on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Ugh, so it's rotten.
But right now, 90% of people want to go see it. And I'm more apt to want to see what the people are saying more than the critics. Because I am the people, I'm not the critic.
I lean more towards the critics usually on those.
Well, the critics. How many of you gone to where you're like, that movie wasn't that bad, or there was saving graces, or I wouldn't have given it such a shitty review.
Yeah, but not all of Rotten Tomatoes are shitty reviews. Technically, to get a rotten review on Rotten Tomatoes, it has to be below a 60% as far as a single person's review. So maybe they just thought it wasn't great, wasn't good, but not enough to send you out to it.
Could be.
Yeah. Those all come out December 14th.
Mm-hmm.
We got another one coming out midweek. That next week. Mary Poppins Returns.
You forgot Roma comes out on the 14th.
I know, I was getting to that, but
You're the one. That's all you. Roma comes out on the same day as the 14th. And that's a Netflix.
But that's
movie.
a Netflix movie.
So
I was trying to keep the theatrical ones together and then Netflix, but fine, we'll talk about Roma because I want to see this movie.
Because you just need to understand that people go in order and stuff.
I was trying to go in an order, but a different order. Anyway, Roma comes out December 14th on Netflix. Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah, that's actually showing up on my stuff too.
Yeah. Because I've been seeing reviews for it a lot lately, and I'm like, God, I didn't know this dropped on Netflix already. It didn't. It's been playing in limited theatrical runs in Los Angeles and New York and all the bigger cities. So, unfortunately, we got to wait till it's on Netflix to watch. But
your 98% tomato review.
See, this movie will be nominated for Best Picture, I'm sure.
Oh, probably.
Just based on previous awards and stuff like that.
And that legit would be saying something, because has there been a
No.
streaming service movie that was never theatrically released?
This one was theatrically released.
And
Limited run.
And you know why they probably did that?
Just so they can,
So they
because
can get the
it has to go through a theatrical run.
Which I think is stupid, and I hope that the Academy gets to the point where that does not have to be the case.
That is one thing they need to change. They don't need to do, what was that award that they thought they were going to do? Like
the most popular
most
film.
popular. How do you even judge that?
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, well, that's how Black Panther will be able to win an Oscar. You know what? No.
If they're not going to actually nominate it for Best Picture, then don't.
Right.
But yeah, they do need to change the rules with the way streaming services are going.
Mm-hmm.
Because if this one's the only reason it's going to be on there is because it played a limited theatrical run, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to check it out
Well, you will be able to.
on Netflix on December 14th.
Yeah, look at that.
Jumping to Mary Poppins Returns.
The Poppins returns on the 19th of December.
Yep, Emily Blunt, Lin-Manuel.
I'm okay with that. Like, they genuinely are, like, good, like, solid people for that role. You know, I mean, you look at the...
You got to get people that people like to be in this movie.
Yeah, but, I mean, this is, like, the first, like major theatrical release for Lin-Manuel. You know? You could have easily put anybody in there that is an actor who's already done acting in film that sings, and you could have put him in that.
But I think they chose the right guy.
Oh, no,
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I certainly do.
I need to admit something, though.
Do you have a boy crush on Lin-Manuel?
A little bit, but that's not what I was going to admit. I've never seen the original Mary Poppins.
Yeah, but you're also, like, you know, you're just a little baby.
Because when did that first one? 60s?
Yeah,
No, 50s maybe.
No, it was in 60s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but yeah, I have never watched the original Mary Poppins. All I know it from is seeing like trailers from it on old Disney VHS tapes. So, yeah, I don't.
1964.
60 what?
I would have actually gotten this right. 1964.
All right. So, I don't know. Do you think I would have to watch that original before I watched this one?
The way I watched the trailer, yes, is that it is a true sequel. In that, you know, it's not necessarily like decades, like it's not been 50 years.
Like, yeah, the movies have.
No, but
Just
it's
a few.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a continuation of the originals. That, you know, Emily Blunt is taking on the character that was Julie Andrews.
Mm-hmm. So, I'll have to watch that freaking original Mary Poppins. Probably.
And you could. They just released like a 50th anniversary here not too long ago. You should pick that up.
I should go find it and watch it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And knowing that it's Disney, you might want to go look real quick here before they put that shit in the back in the vault.
In the vault. The dreaded Disney vault. So, out of all these movies, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, The Mule, Mortal Engines, Roma, and Mary Poppins Returns, which one are you looking forward to the most?
That is a good question.
That's why I asked it.
Probably Spider-Man, honestly. This is me being the stupid, you know, comic book nerd person that I am. But, you know, like, I enjoyed Mary Poppins. I was a huge fan of it when I was a kid. By that point, you know, she was only 20 some odd years old. You know, I get your reservation for Mortal Engines.
That's out of these five. That's the one I would watch last, which I probably won't watch at all.
No, you probably will. Yeah, you know what would be hilarious is that you would actually sit down and watch it and go, you know, it wasn't that bad.
This is the greatest movie ever. Mortal Engines. Watch it.
No, you're gonna say that about Bumblebee.
For as much as I hate the Transformers movie, I hope I say that about Bumblebee.
Well,
I'm still I've heard the reviews. I'm still reserved on it, so I want to keep my excitement low.
you know what? I want to go back and see if it's changed or anything like that from earlier today.
Yeah, but for me, I'm totally with you. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. One, it's a Spider-Man movie. Obviously, I'm gonna be looking forward to it. But since the reviews have come out and they're so high on this movie, and for not only it being an animated movie, but just an overall movie in general with how much people are loving it, that's why I'm looking forward to this. I'm also looking forward to Roma.
Yeah.
Because I need to catch up on my Oscar movies for once. Usually I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen 1 out of the 8 they nominated.
No, they can't. For Best Picture, it's only 5. They put it back to 5, didn't they?
No. It's still between 5 and 10.
Like the way they can't keep it together. They just can't keep it consistent. It's either 5.
5 to 10, like anywhere between that range.
Because I just remember Toy Story 3, I think, is when they first changed it over to 10, and that it's a little much
to have 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because every other category is 5.
Yeah, and it's just like,
yeah. Only one's gonna win anyway. So, anyway, yeah, that's this upcoming week.
Yeah, your Bumblebee is at 100% Rotten Tomatoes score right now.
Why is it my Bumblebee?
Because you hate the Transformers franchise.
I do.
So bad.
I do. Literally, I hate these. So, the last movie I watched in the Transformers was the 4th one, the one with Mark Wahlberg. I literally got like physically ill watching that movie. Like, it made me feel physically ill because I didn't know what, like
Mark Wahlberg is turning into Michael Bay's muse.
Yeah, and
he's like Shia LaBeouf 2.0.
Like it felt like my eyes were just like absorbing shit watching that movie, and that's why I started feeling physically ill.
There's far worse movies you could have been watching.
Not very many, but yeah, it literally, like, to keep myself entertained, I started counting explosions in that movie.
Well, and I look at this rating about Bumblebee, 17 fresh, 0 rotten, 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and I sit there and go, is that because the bar's been set so low by the franchise that you really can't go down from there?
No, I don't think you can. Like, there's no way you can get worse than.
'Cause I'm pretty sure the last night was like a 15.
Ugh.
Like, I only know that because I looked it up one time when
I didn't even watch that one.
Well, I haven't watched it, but no, I was dinking around on iTunes one day, and it'll give like a quote or something like that occasionally in the description, and somebody's description said the best in the franchise, so I got curious, so I started looking at Rotten Tomatoes, and the last night literally has the lowest score of the entire franchise. So I was like, I don't know if I trust this. That's one of the reasons why I don't even want people to even necessarily listen to us when it comes to, to a review. Take what we say with a grain of salt, make your own, formulate your own opinion.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I'm looking at this guy going, obviously, you're in the minority, dude. I'm curious as to why you think that, because everybody else thinks you're wrong.
It also helps that the Bumblebee movie has new blood in it. Michael Bay is nowhere near it. Maybe on as a producer.
He's he's going to be on,
but he's nowhere near the directing chair.
But
so.
This does, I find very entertaining about this is that Haley Steinfeld is in 2 massive blockbuster movies in 2 weeks. It's not unusual for someone to be in a movie and then a couple months later they'll be in another movie or something like that, but
no, literally within a week of each other. She's in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
As Gwen Stacy.
She's Spider-Gwen.
And then the lead of Bumblebee.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be somebody who, is a singer / actress going from, one of the supporting roles of Pitch Perfect to leading a movie like Bumblebee, I think that's huge for her.
With John Cena.
I'm still unhappy that he plays a military-ish dude in this movie. Like, low-hanging fruit. Do we need another movie with John Cena looking, with the buzz cut? With the buzz cut. It's already bad enough that, there's been the rumors of him being Duke Nukem, where all you got to do is, dye that crew cut of his even more blonder and give him some sunglasses.
Just put John Cena in everything with the crew cut.
Put John Cena in there with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah. For the longest time, people wanted him for Shazam, too, just so they could have The Rock versus John Cena in a movie. But
who said that?
You never saw anything?
No. Yeah. And I would want to say to each one of those people, you are wrong.
Yeah, because then you have Shazam versus Black Adam, and it's John Cena versus The Rock. And,
No.
Yeah, fan casting, whatever.
That is bad fan casting
It
is what that is.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
There will be nobody to play Shazam any better than Zachary Levi.
You are in love with Zachary Levi.
He is my heart.
Yeah. Is he your man crush?
He's definitely one of my wife's man crushes.
Okay.
Holy shit. She would divorce me in a heartbeat.
For Zachary Levi?
For Zachary Levi. It would be it would be a fight over Zachary Levi and Alexander Skarsgård.
That's a strange one.
What, Alexander Skarsgård?
Yeah.
She fell in love with him during True Blood.
Oh, I was about to say Tarzan.
No, but that's why we had to go to Tarzan.
Oh, just because he's in it.
But
It wasn't because you wanted to watch Margot Robbie.
no, that was
That was your reason.
that was she's going. We need to go see Tarzan because Alexander Skarsgård. I was like, okay, I got Margot Robbie, so
Yeah, exactly. So
I think she got the better end of the deal though.
I don't think anyone got the good end of the deal with that movie.
It's not a horrible movie.
Yeah, it's
not
forgettable.
It's not great.
We're the first people to talk about that Tarzan movie since it came out. So
Probably.
all right, so that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
How long we? Oh, that's it.
We're going pretty good. So
God.
we actually had a lot of stuff to talk about. So
And most of the stuff people would be like, why am I talking about this?
why the fuck were they talking about the Kim Possible movie for so goddamn long?
Because he doesn't know how to edit crap out that he doesn't need.
I do, but I needed to rant about. I literally watched that trailer today because it popped into my head because I'm like, oh yeah, they released a trailer for Kim Possible. I don't know where I saw it, but it's poop. Anyway, Brian, what do we got to plug for these people?
What do we have to plug for these people?
We got a lot of things to plug
We gotta
this
plug.
week.
Well, for one, we want to plug Ashes for Oscars because,
Yeah.
god damn it, Celine Dion needs that goddamn plug.
So if you guys are listening, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, do all that fun stuff on those sites. Please do hashtag Ashes for Oscars.
Because
We want Celine Dion to win Best Original Song for her song Ashes in Deadpool 2.
yes,
Make it happen. Also, hashtag two schmucks in a basement.
we are.
'Cause that's all we are.
We are just.
We're
two
not critics. We're just two schmucks in a basement.
That's why you take our shit with a grain of salt and go formulate your own goddamn opinion.
Yeah, so tell people you're listening to Backlot 605, and it's just two schmucks in a basement.
We are two schmucks in a basement. So yes, yeah, you can follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You can comment on YouTube as well.
Yes,
as,
please drop a comment. Let us know what you thought of anything we talked about today.
And then you can also listen to the podcast wherever you really want to. You can listen on to the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube.
Yes, do it all. And what special deal do we got going on our TeePublic store?
I'm pretty sure it's 30% off the entire store
Yep, so this is the last time
this year.
that the TeePublic is going to be running a sale. So if you want to get that last minute holiday shopping in, just visit Backlot 605, click our merch tab, and that'll take you right to our TeePublic store. I almost said P-Public.
P-Public?
Yes, people. You don't want to do that. But
That should get you arrested.
It could. So TeePublic store, we got tons of stuff on there: t-shirts, sweatshirts, phone cases. I got a sticker that you can put on your water bottle. So
The water
all fun
bottle
stuff
that you try to tip over on the
that
floor.
I did try to spill it everywhere.
Yeah, don't also forget to go listen to and go to Fat Dude Digs Chicks. And this week I'm gonna get
No, you messed it up again.
No, I didn't.
You said chicks instead of flicks.
God damn it! Fat Dude Digs Flicks.
Yes, that is our one of our buddies. He helps us run our Sioux Falls film community page on Facebook, and
Yes.
so check out his
I don't know
website.
why I keep fucking his shit up.
Check out his Facebook and Instagram. He posts a ton of reviews. This guy watches so many movies. It's awesome.
Yeah, every time I turn around, I'm like, oh, yeah. What is it? Friday was when Mowgli came out.
Yeah, he literally had a review out.
I don't even think
2
I was
hours later.
I don't even think I was even home yet from work. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Granted, yeah, his hours are different, so that makes sense.
No, he's a good guy. So check out his stuff.
Yes.
And check out his. He also does a podcast. Don't let us be the only ones that you listen to here in the South Dakota area.
Yeah.
And Brian, we got one more thing to plug.
One more thing?
Yeah, what is that?
Just one little thing?
One little thing.
Well, it's about that whole little, Facebook page you were just talking about, the Sioux Falls Film Community page that we run.
Yep.
that,
If you haven't done that, please like that on Facebook.
yeah, we're good. We try to get everything out there that we can, and trying to be anything movie related and shit, because well, that's Sioux Falls needs that.
It does.
Whether it be national or local, we just like to be able to throw that shit out there.
We just like talking about movies.
Yeah,
if you haven't
right.
noticed for the last hour and a half.
Yeah, right. No, we are actually going to have the opportunity to go to on Kellerland Living and on Wednesday, the 12th.
Yep.
Which is probably the same day this is actually going to be live.
Absolutely.
So you might be able to try to listen to us twice.
Yeah. So
in one day.
So if you listen to this that morning, Wednesday, you can check us out on 2 p.m. on Kellerland, and we'll be on the show Kellerland Living talking about our favorite Christmas movies.
Our favorite Christmas movies.
Yes, and family oriented ones. So it'll be fun.
So you got to watch your language.
I do got to watch my language. Fuck.
You're going to be on the television.
The television. Yeah.
You got to put your Sunday best on.
My Sunday best.
My Sunday best should just blow up in flames and shit.
Yeah. So you can check it out. But if you're listening after that, go to their Facebook or YouTube page, and you can probably find the video for it.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, so it'll probably be under like Christmas feel good movies or Sioux Falls Film Community. So
yep.
Yeah, definitely watch it. It's gonna be a lot of fun for the first time for both of us being on TV.
Until one of us pukes and passes out from anxiety.
I think I'll probably end up being like Garth when he has to host Wayne's World by himself. We're doing good. Not. And just get really nervous. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just going to be red in the face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sweating bullets.
Well,
That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, yeah. Do all that fun stuff. That's a lot of stuff we plugged.
Yeah. It's just a couple things.
Just a couple things. So, I hope you all enjoyed this podcast.
If anybody wants us to plug anything, just let us know. We'll be more than happy. Hey, we'll plug the shit out of it.
Absolutely. So, yeah, just send us a message on it. It's easy to contact us. Literally any way you can send us a message.
Mm-hmm.
Do it, and we'll respond to you. So, yeah, if you have any movies, coming up that you created or whatever, send it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll plug it for you.
Plug it good.
Yeah, that's about it for this week. We got a lot of shit to watch for next
do.
week, so let's make it happen. So
it's gonna be a busy. It's so busy. It makes me wish that there was something that had come out last week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So until next time.
I'm Brian.
I'm Casey. This has been Backlot.
Backlot.
Oh my God! Now we gotta quit the show.
You can't even get your own
I can't even get
right.
the show right. So
this is Backlot 605, and you have yourselves a good night because we just two schmucks in a basement.
Fucking schmucks in a basement who can't even say their own goddamn name. We'll see you next time.
You can't. Bye.